Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Right, so today what I thought I would do is do some slow stitch. Now, a little while ago I was doing some, let me see, where is it? Just see if it's here. I was putting little pieces of fabric together to create, you know, a larger piece of fabric, and I can't find it. It was here a minute ago, but I can't find it. That's something I did. I'm wondering whether to open that up. It was I don't know. It was something I did a long time ago. I mean, I'm going back to 2003, and I don't know what I was trying to do here, but I think that's quite interesting, and I could use that for something. Maybe not today, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. So I was just going through some fabrics here, and I thought, well, maybe I could make a little slow stitch panel. There it is. So I really like these. I made a few of them, and I need to find them, but yeah, I really like those, and I love the colours. So I'm going to have another go, but create something bigger this time. I forgot I did that as well. Isn't that lovely? I need to find a nice place for that. This is my needle book, so I'll pop it in there for now, because it's going to get destroyed. Okay, I made this needle book last year. There's a video or there might even be 2 videos of me making it, but it's a really nice, that's just a cluster that I made. I added to their pocket with some bits in. It's got a few little pages, and then the middle pages felt, some needles there, and yeah, so it's there was some scissors in here, but they've fallen out, they've gone somewhere. So yeah, if you want to see how I made that, it's very pretty. Have a look on, it's going back a while, last year sometime, probably early last year, early-ish. Yeah, anyway, right, put that there a minute. So, right, what I wanted to do is I wanted a dark background. Just wondering, oh yeah, there's a pair of jeans there. Some jeans, that would be good background fabric. I do have this. This is gorgeous. I love this. It's from an old blouse of mine. Just didn't fit anymore, and it had a couple of little holes in it, and in the end I just thought, you know what, I was going to give it to charity, but I just thought I really liked the pattern, and I thought it would make a lovely background fabric, decorative fabric. So I don't know what's happened there. It's been pulled. Quite like the effect though. Or maybe it was part of the design, I can't remember. Anyway, jeans or this, or I have some denim off a skirt, but I don't know if that's big enough. And then I have this, which is a beautiful linen, and this was from Japan. So it's Japanese vintage linen. I don't know, what do you think? I don't know, I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to use some of these jeans. So I want it to be a nice size. Yeah, I wish it didn't have that. I'll turn it over a minute. Oh, that's quite nice on that side as well. well, let's just place some fabrics down. Now what I've got here is a number of different pieces of cloth that I hand dyed last year in the summer, and I'm just looking at, you know, there's a small piece of that, or a smaller piece. Just looking to see what, you know, what's what. I love this. This was a pillowcase, and I use it sparingly because there's not much of that left. I've got this lovely, again, vintage cloth. So let's have a look. How does that look on there? Not keen. I'm not keen. Okay, turn it over and let's see. Love these. But maybe that's too big a piece, so I need to think about that. Let's have a look at that. I do think it looks better on this, you know, colour, this one. This is rust dyed, so I could use a piece of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these bits. I don't know if it'll rip. Ooh, rips nicely. Wow, in one go. Wow, look at that. Isn't that a lovely piece of fabric? Very nice. Now, I want it to be a nice proportion for, let's say, a wall hanging or something, or a decorative piece. So I think this is not the size that I'm looking for. Let's have a look. I know I'm taking my time, but I do want this to be right. I think about there. Now, what I could do is leave that on and let it be part of the wall hanging. So if I just, you know, I could use that as something to put a stick through or something like that. So what I'm going to do is just, you know, create a fold. I could have used my bone folder. I don't want to have an iron up here with me, but that works. Okay, so I'm happy with that so far. And I will let these edges be shown, you know, make sure that these are pulled out as far as I can take them, and still look lovely. I don't think that's not completely straight, but I'm not worried. Right, let's find something then to go on. Oh, that's lovely. This is a pair of trousers of mine that I keep putting on these things. I do want a piece of that, and I definitely want that. I think that will look nice, but it will have to be on top of something. Again, this would look quite nice. It just sort of gives that lovely just wondering which way. I might keep it out for now, because I do tend to put the same things in my pieces. Might, you know, like if you look back, you'll see some of that in other things that I've done. I think I want something a bit different. Let's take that off. So making choices like this is all important, isn't it? And what we're doing. Oh, now I love that. I could use a piece of that. I definitely wouldn't use all of it. No. Okay, I think we want another piece of this. Maybe not that. That looks like a book page to me, so I won't use that. But I do have more. Here's a piece. Yeah, it's a different colour to that, so that's quite nice. A lovely colour. It's like a mustardy colour. chips. It's old, very old, very soft. Okay, I like those. I think no, I've got some velvet here. No, it doesn't work. Well, I think I love this. This has been hanging around. It was part of one of those pieces. And I just love the way it's sort of all crinkled up. I'm just wondering whether to use that in something, you know, in a piece like that. Okay, so I'm not sure about this now. I might use a small piece of it. Let's cut a piece off and see. Like that. Might use a small piece. Like that. Definitely going to cut a piece of this off. Oh, rip it off. Oh, I love this. So pretty. Okay, so now this might be too big. But I think this is going to be, it's the biggest piece I'm going to be using. Okay, so let's pop that there. Let me just, oh, it's not going to, these aren't going to come out. Well, not easily anyway. It's a very miserable, foggy, dark day outside. Perfect for being indoors, maybe baking or doing something you enjoy. Like that. Oh no, I wanted that. No, I like that with that, so I'm going to keep that with that somehow. Yeah, like that. Put that there. Sorry, I know I've gone quiet. I'm just trying to, you know, connect. Put these things together. My feeling is that this piece is too big. I think I'm going to make it into a square, and the reason is that I've got lots of rectangles, I haven't got any squares, and it'd be good to have a square. I love that, that's gorgeous, that's better. I do think this is too long as well, so I'm going to just take a little bit off there. Yeah. Oops. Like that. Bring that up a little bit. This isn't working for me, so I'm going to find something else. Yeah, like that. What do you reckon? I reckon that works. And I might even put more on top, but I'm really liking this as it is. I'm going to put that there. Yeah, really like this. Yeah, prefer that like that. I could even put that up the top. But no, I prefer it on underneath. There. Like that. I like that. So I'm going to stick with this. So what I'll do is I will just put, well actually I think this time I'm going to just pin it. Sometimes I'll put a blob of glue on, but I think I want to pin this one. Love them all. Trying to think if there's any news. I don't think there is. Just, you know, tootling along, doing my thing. Oh, you know, kept that, haven't I? Just trouble is, if I put I'll do it again. If I put, I was going to say, that was too much. So if I, you know, put it there, then it would, the bulk would have sat awkwardly there. So it's going to have to be like that, something like that. I think that's all right though. I think that's not bad. So I'm going to leave it, but it's got that line there, so that's good. So the rest of it I can just work on. Okay, well, now I'll just move these out of the way. Right, now then, let's make a start on sewing. So I think I'm going to sew around and then I'll think about doing whatever. But I'm just wondering what to sew, what colour. Oh, I like this colour. That's really nice. Like that. I think brown here. Oh, look at those colours together. They're lovely. Okay, well, let's keep those out then. I don't think I'll be using blue, but let's just, I'll take that out because that's perfect for contrast. Right, okay. Let's make a start. Sorry, I know I've been too long. I'll probably end up doing a little bit of editing. Right, and what colour shall I start with? Can I start with this one? Right, okay, so I'm going to start with this just because it's close by, and I'm just going to do running stitch. I don't know if I'm going to do anything fancy right now. I'm just going to do a row of running stitch and then we'll see. So I can't remember what I talked about when my last video. If there was anything to update you. I can't remember what I talked about. So yeah, I can't remember if there's anything I should be telling you. Oh, I'm still working on the Raindrop Lila project, although I haven't done anything in it for a little while, so I need to, because I've just been busy the last few days, so I haven't had time. which is why I, was really keen to get on today to do this. Oops. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, I'm still working on that. If you are new to my channel, just have a look at the last couple of videos and you'll see what I'm working on. It's Inspiration January by Raindrop Lila, or hosted by Raindrop Lila. And there are people who are taking part. It's very enjoyable, but like it always happens to me is that I start a project like that and I never seem to finish it, but I'm not it's just how it is for me. Excuse me, sorry. I'll put that on in a minute after I've finished sewing this. I struggle to finish things. I've never been a finisher. But that's not true. It's funny how we put ourselves in boxes. I remember we were doing that exercise where, you look at where your strengths lie, and people were labelling each other, where you were complete a finisher, and there was all these different labels. And I remember being labelled as that by someone, and I stuck with that label myself. But that's not true. I do finish. I finish a lot of things. And I need to stop saying that about myself. When we say negative things about ourselves, it becomes a part of you. It becomes part of the negative talk in your brain. Because nobody wants to be a person who doesn't finish anything. It's quite a negative connotation, and I don't want that in my life. Thank you very much. I mean, I wish that I'd been more, well, no, I was going to say stronger, but I've always been a strong personality, so I might not sound like I am, but I have always been a strong personality. Just tuck that under there a minute. I want to go right to the edge. In that, I will always, stick up for myself. There have been occasions when, I've been intimidated, but generally not. Now, I don't know if I want to go on there, so now I'm going to move. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, come out. Pull it out. What I'll do is I'll just lift it up there. So yeah, I want to use different colours for different parts of it, is what I'm trying to say. Can't believe we're halfway through February already. February. Oh, that's funny. I mean January, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's, time is passing very quickly. And spring will be here before we know it, I hope. I always look forward to spring. And we all do, I think, or most of us do anyway. I've never heard anyone say, I don't like spring. I've heard people say, I don't like winter and I don't like summer. Never heard anyone say, I don't like spring. And I've never heard anyone say, I don't like autumn. So that's interesting. I might do another video where I'm doing a reading. Been thinking about it. I have to choose a book. If any of you have any requests, I could see if I have that book. And no, I've gone a bit close to the edge there. I'll just stick with it. I'm just going to do a few stitches like this. So yeah, if you've got a request for a reading and I've got the book, then I'll do it. I have a lot of nature books, and I do tend to prefer reading from books about nature. Or, you know, historical. Could read from a historical. I've got a book about Marie Antoinette. I've got one about thinking about famous women, you know, historical figures. I'm trying to think now. Now I'm wondering whether to go around twice, but I'll leave it for now. So I just want to get these on, and then I'll look at what I want to do to add. I'm really warm. I'm just going to take I always do this. Very warm. My mum knit this jumper. Sleeves are a bit short, but I don't wear it very often because it's a bit tight. But I felt like wearing it today. No, I'm too warm. I think it's alpaca or something like that. Alpaca wool. Oh, I'm desperate to do some knitting. The problem I find with knitting is I'm put off by the price of the wool and that, you know, it costing so much money to make something, and I don't want to make anything small. And what have I done here? Yeah, so that goes like that, and that goes like that, and then I've got, where's that little there? So that, I think I'll stitch this on next. Wondering where. What colour to use? Shall I use something brighter or darker for that? Yeah, I'm going to use darker just for the contrast. So, yeah, I went to stay with my sister. She lives locally, but I went to stay at her house for a couple of days, and we watched. She's a teacher. When she comes home, she's pretty tired, but she's been watching Dexter. If you haven't watched it, I hadn't. I'd seen it because my daughter watched it a long time ago, and I'd seen little bits of it when it was on TV and I was in the house, but I never wanted to watch it. I didn't feel like I wanted to. I want those folds, so I'm just going to just wondering. Yeah, I'll just continue to do. Well, let's start here, and then that fold will be incorporated before because I don't want to. Sorry, I'm not finishing my sentences. Typical. yet. I don't want to flatten those folds out. I want to keep them in there. So I need to be mindful. Yeah, that works. I'm leaving that bit of thread there as well. Just like the grunginess of it. Oh, well, it's hardly grungy, but you know what I mean. It's difficult to get this through. Yeah, anyway, we watched, she's on, I don't know, season 3 or 4, I'm not even sure. Could be further on. Apparently there are 8 seasons, that's a lot. And I haven't really watched it, so, but she had it on. I said to put it on because I was sewing, and, you know, being hard of hearing, having hearing loss, sometimes I can't hear the TV, and I'm also a sound sensitive, so I can't have the TV up loud. It's a real dilemma, and it really annoys people when they're watching something and can you turn it down please, you know, and they're sort of, you said you can't hear, and can you put subtitles on? That's what I do basically, is I just you know, I do have hearing aids, by the way. But yeah, I like to have subtitles. The problem is that you can get used to subtitles, and then, you know, does that sort of not help your hearing? I don't know. Once you've got hearing loss, maybe you've always got it. I don't know. I really like that. So yeah, anyway, I said, well, you go ahead and watch it, and but I did end up watching little bits of it, and then by the end, towards the end of it, I was watching it. I'd put my sewing down and I was just watching it, and yeah, I'm going to start watching it. I was watching Stranger Things. I think I mentioned it to you. I started watching that, and weirdly, I binged watched, you know, through the series, the different series, and I've got to the final series, and now I haven't watched it for about a week or so, maybe a bit longer. No, it's probably a week, because I remember mentioning it. So yeah, I just need to watch the final series. It's strange how I've done that, you know. But I'll watch the end of that as well. And the other thing, at Christmas we were watching Anne with an E, and I didn't finish that either. When I came home, I didn't finish it. I don't know why. Because it's, you know, it's not bad. I mean, I did start pulling holes in it. It wasn't as I imagined. I don't know why. I imagined something different from when I was a child, and I used to watch Anne of Green Gables. I had in my mind a more wholesome sort of story, and it's not, you know, not really wholesome. I don't know why I thought that. I think it's just childhood memory, you know. Just goes to show. I mean, I'm pretty sure the one that I watched, though, is for children, so it probably was more wholesome. because I wouldn't have watched anything, you know, there wouldn't have been anything like that at the time. It was, what am I doing? You know, yeah, the parts of it that I didn't like, it made me anxious. Right. So that could be why I haven't picked it back up again. Now, just take that out a minute. I'm just going to pull this a bit up here a bit, like that. There. And put that in there. Right, now, actually, I think bring that a bit further in because I don't want it to line up with that. Just wondering whether to bring this a bit further in as well. Like that and like that. That does line up with that, but I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Yep. Okay, right, let's see. So the next one is that one. Now what colour shall I do with that? I'm going to do this colour. Did you get any books for Christmas? I did. I got 2 books. I got one book from my son and daughter-in-law, and I think it's called Wild Woman. It's a series of stories about women who work in nature. I haven't started it yet. And then the other one is the Almanac. My daughter buys me that every year, which is nice for her. It's got to be a little tradition. I'm well aware that these are not, you know, perfectly straight. I didn't cut them straight, I didn't rip them straight completely, so that's okay. Now the other thing is, when I've finished sewing all these on like this, then I'm going to do some slow stitch on top of that, you know, I don't know what type yet, I'll see. I might do some Kantha stitch, but I just wanted to get this on and then do some Kantha stitch after that, you know, maybe just up and down, across, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I've been wanting to do sort of like a darker background for a while now. That's not on. Oops, get rid of some of them. Oh yeah, that goes there. I want that on short. I've got this bit, I mean, not a lot going on there, so this is the bit that I wanted to show up, so happy with that. Very unusual. I'm going to speak his name very quietly, but the dog beginning with the name beginning with R is not in my craft room with me, and this is the first time that he's done this. Oh my word, did you hear that? I can't believe that. I can't believe that. He heard me. How would he know? He heard me. He's literally staring at me from the doorway now. I can't believe that. He hasn't bothered me for the last, well, however long, and now he's come in. Just as I mention it, he comes in. No, I'm busy, Rudy. No, no. Oh. He tries to get up on here, but I don't want him to right now. Because I'm in the... It hurts my back anyway, him joining me on this chair, because I can't sit back. But he's got his bed. He's got a bed in here, and he's got a bed in my bedroom, and he's got a bed, another blanket in the window, so that you can stare out of the window at doggies passing by. So, but isn't that weird how he heard me? The dog with the name of beginning with letter R. What? I mean, how? How did he know? Yeah, so, did you get any books? Anything interesting? Let me know in the comments if you feel like you'd like to. And if you've got any recommendations. I'll tell you, if you like, I don't know how to describe it, fantasy, folklore. I think it's folklore and fantasy. I think it's set in Russia, but I can't be... It's sort of maybe, you know, that area. And it's a series, 3 books. I think the first one is called The Bear and the Nightingale, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head what the others are called. But I would recommend them if you like that sort of thing. It's amazing, amazing books. I was glued from beginning to end. I absolutely love it. And I just love the storytelling. And yeah, just really lovely, lovely books. You know, well written. I think Catherine, yeah, sorry, I can't remember the author's name, but it's Catherine something, but The Bear and the Nightingale is the I think it's the first one. So if you are interested in reading it, you just pop that in. And also I recommend as well, if you don't want to read the book, you can listen to it on you know, I think I'm going to do this one now with that lovely colour. I think one of them might be called The Girl in the Tower, but it's about the Winter King. It's about a girl growing up in a village. And she describes, you know, the house where her and her father and her brother and sister, I think she's definitely got one sister who lives, you know, she's married off and she's gone away somewhere quite far away. She's got a brother, at least one brother, and I think she's got a small sister. I think so. And her dad, her mum's passed away. I know, the author describes really beautifully everything to do with the land, the house, the village and the people, and in particular the woods where surrounding, or the forest surrounding. Oh, I've gone a bit skew-if there. And then, you know, describes. I just loved it. I mean, I was engrossed from beginning to end of all 3 books. And like I said, it's sort of fantasy, folklore thing about the Winter King, which is a mysterious figure, and also enemies, and spirits, little spirits that live in their houses. I have the spirit of the hearth and the spirit of the bathhouse, and just really interesting. And I suspect, well, I know, I think I know, I might have looked it up afterwards. It is a while since I've read them, but some of it, folklore is always rooted in traditions, and this is no different. The stories are rooted in traditions as well, of the houses, the way people lived, and the celebrations, or the hardships, the day-to-day lives, and then on top of that the superstitions and it's just really lovely, so I recommend it. Have you read it? Let me know if you've read them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, but like I say, I love them, and I don't normally read books like that, so it would be unusual for me, but I really loved them. I love this colour on here, by the way, standing out. Now, I'm very conscious that I don't just want it to be about the pretty cloth, I want the stitching to stand out as well in some way, and so I'm going to think about what I want to do with it. Okay, alright, so that's that. They're all done apart from this one. I do love it. Yeah, I do love it. I want to add little bits in, I think, but not too many. Oops, where'd my needle go? Right, so this one, I think I'm going to use blue. This lovely blue, it's my favourite. And it's the last one I have of these. These are vintage embroidery silks. I like to keep these, make good bookmarks, but that one, obviously that one needs some repair. Yeah, it's getting chilly now. Let's check the heating's on. Yes, it is on, but it's not up high. I didn't want it to put it up high because upstairs, well, not this room, but my bedroom gets really hot, and I did turn the radiator down in there. But then I noticed last night it was cold. In the evening, I mean. Right, let's finish this off, and I'll do something else on another day because this will have taken some time, and I'll come back to it with you guys. I'll make a decision on what I'm going to do and then come back to it and do another one. Oh, there's 3 strands in this. Don't know if I want 3. Okay, let's just do it. I've probably taken up quite a bit of time, so I'll try and edit down to a reasonable time. I mean, you know, all slow stitch is about the cloth and the thread, really, and then the stitches. It's obvious. But it's sort of, well, which bit do I highlight? Which bit do I concentrate on? Is it going to be the thread? Is it going to be the cloth? Is the cloth? Is it just the stitching itself? I mean, the stitching is the relaxing part, the mindful part. But, you know, what do I want it to look like at the end? Do I want it to have a certain look? And that's, I mean, when it comes to making a piece for the wall, for example, you know, it does go further than just, oh, I like to stitch and I want to stitch these on. It's about, what do I want it to look like on my wall? If I'm going to put it on my wall, and I think I will. So I don't have any of my pieces up on the wall. I did hang them on a sort of a wire frame that I have. Well, it's a wooden frame with wire in, and I hung some pieces on there, but I took them down for some reason. But this one, I think I'm going to find a stick. I've got loads and loads of sticks that, you know, from beachcombing that I can use, and I think I'm going to put a stick in there and hang it. Well, I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing. I hope there's peace wherever you are in the world. My heart goes out to anyone that's struggling. As many of us are right now. And, you know, yeah, I mean, I mentioned in my post the other day to find joy, or, you know, find peace in the small things, and I meant that, and I hope that helps in some way to remind you to do that, because sometimes we do need to be reminded. I feel like that. Forget, you know, I get swallowed up in it all, and I think people who are, I was going to say empaths, but I don't really, it's not just about empaths as a character, it's just having empathy for our neighbours, our fellow human beings, and it can affect your mental health if you're watching it all the time or listening to it going on across the world all the time. And you know, the fear factor is just horrendous right now. And I don't think we can rely on anyone, seems to me. So we have to do what we can as individuals, but at the same time we need to look after ourselves and our families and our neighbours and our loved ones and our friends, and that's it. That's all you can do right now. If that's within your power to do more, then yeah, brilliant. But some of us feel powerless, so it's important really to look after your mental health, look after your family and friends. And yeah, that's all I can say. So I am thinking of you all, and thank you very much for supporting me and for being here and showing up, and for your lovely comments, supportive and encouragement, supportive words and encouragement. And yeah, I really appreciate you all. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will do some more. It's very wonky, but I quite like that. And I'll be back to finish off and do something else very soon. So take care, everyone. Bye for now.